I come from a very small town. It's called Humacao, in the southeast of the island of Puerto Rico. It was poor when I was growing up, but we had these priests from Minnesota. They had established a school there for poor children, and they allowed me to go to school there. We couldn't afford it. For me, going to school and going to college was a way to come back and do something for my town, my people, my parents. And that's what it was about for me. We had a very big hurricane down there, Hurricane Maria, and it just did a lot of damage, especially to my way of life and the way of life I had accustomed myself to, which is a small town lawyer. Having lost everything practically, I didn't find any reason to go get back what I had lost. And so I'm concentrating on the future. And this community welcomed me, and I'm giving back to it the best way I can. I knew I wanted to be an attorney. The minute I worked at a pharmaceutical company in the territory of Puerto Rico, I saw firsthand the reality, even the reality for a young, I thought I was bright then, young engineer, and how constraining that would be, and how law would help me, myself, get ahead in the game and to understand it all and to do the right things when the right opportunity comes. There's a myth of the self-made man, and it's all just a myth. People don't realize how many things inside into who you become and where you are. So I'd like to say that this work and this kind of fight or commitment chose me. A lot of my involvement in consumer law came during the COVID era or the COVID years. We got a grant to represent people in foreclosure, and we did that. We helped dozens of people keep their homes. Your home is very special, and when you invest in your home, sometimes you're investing years of work, and you're expecting something in exchange. And it's a bargain at arm's length, or it should be, and it turns out that it isn't. And our clients are just stuck with a bully, a person who says, well, go ahead and sue me. And that's what's happening. And that's what we have to deal with. And that's what we're doing. Many of our clients have had very bad experiences with solar companies, their marketing strategies, the quality of the work, the quality of the installation, and the performance of the system. It's a big problem, and it's nationwide. These contractors just go bankrupt, and then they leave you hanging. They seem to target older people. At least those are the people who we're trying to help. That kind of attitude and conduct, you'd be amazed. But we see that a lot, that kind of manipulation. It's an endemic problem of, my father used to say, you know, when you handle sugar, you end up licking your fingers. And money tends to do that to people. And that's what we're dealing with. Honesty is very expensive. And Most people are not willing to pay for it. We had a big fire. It's called the Alameda Fire. It was huge. Talent, a small town, it was just consumed. A lot of trailer parks were consumed. And the government and NGOs, non-governmental agencies or organizations, came in and put out money out there for people to help themselves. There wasn't the infrastructure to sort of do a good job at assigning this money. So the affected people did it themselves. They contracted with local contractors to build them something because they had lost everything. They just kept taking the contracts and the money and they wouldn't perform. You can imagine when you've been given some money to help you through one of the worst times in your life. You've lost your home. And these people have children. They've lost their memories. And they're desperate to go back to something resembling normality. So you can imagine how frustrating it can be if you lost the little money you had and you didn't get even a tenth for it. I've been homeless. I'm not afraid or ashamed to say it. And you can't think about anything else. I was working, but I was homeless for about a week or two until I got a good place. And it's a very humbling experience. It gives you a lot of power too. It gives you a lot of power because once you do that, well, what can they do to me now? You know? In this kind of law, our clients, it's cathartic. Sometimes they just need to be heard. And at the end of the day, they're satisfied with the money they get. It's more a thing about being fair. And people feel strongly about that. And I think that they're right in feeling that way. But one case in particular we came across, it was outrageous. This man was a cancer patient. While he was in cancer treatment, they locked him out of his home. They wouldn't let him come back in. They wouldn't accept payments. We proved, the case is being litigated right now, but we came across a fact that they misappropriated insurance money that was supposed to go to the home. And those are outrageous behavior. And you would be amazed at how big this company is. It's huge. It's in 50 states, including Oregon. And they do these things knowingly. And it doesn't cease to amaze me. There are some very bad people out there. That's why our work is important. Right now, the Trump administration is doing away with agencies that do our work and work with us, at least at the federal level. Not in Oregon, but certainly at the federal level. So it's up to us to come in and fill that void because the laws are still there. The laws still apply. And it's up to us to make them apply. In the end, this is a problem of access to justice. I don't think, well, I know that my clients wouldn't have been able to get an attorney to do what we did for them. They're not attractive cases right now because of how things are. And people like consumer attorneys guarantee that access to justice. I come from a different culture. I come from the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico. I guess it's because we're a poor country, a poor state. Attorneys are expected and required to put in their 5 cents for access to justice. I would get assigned criminal cases, civil cases, and we would take them. We wouldn't get paid for it. But that's part of what you sign up for when you're an attorney. And I think that realization should be made by all of us. We are part of this, not only for the money, which sadly sometimes is all that seems to be important. Me, I do it out of conviction. I guess I'm at a stage in life where I value this, and I know its importance. And I don't mind looking different than others or thinking differently. I think they should step up.